it seems to me that what most of us have to fear for the future is not that something terrible is going to happen, but rather that nothing is going to happen, that we may live, or my children may well live, in a boring world, in what I would call an eventless world, a world where nothing happens. And this will lead, this is what I fear will happen, is that this will lead to the atrophy of the imagination. I felt this very strongly, oddly enough, some years ago when I was taken on a long drive through West Germany. And it struck me that here was this immaculate country of beautiful, clean streets and houses where every driveway had a BMW. And even a drifting leaf in the street looked as if it had too much freedom. I felt that, this might be, if you want an image of what the future is going to look like, it will be a suburb of Dusseldorf. And that might not be a good thing for the human spirit. One sees that coming over here a bit. If the imagination dies, then it may be that, of course, the only area in which the imagination will continue to live will be in the area of psychopathology. That psychopathology may become the last repository of the human imagination. In one of my books, The Atrocity Exhibition, I even make the suggestion that psychopathology should be kept alive as the last reservoir, like a nature reserve in Africa, the last reservoir of the human imagination. There's no doubt that the surrealist painters have had a far bigger influence on me than any writers have done. I regard surrealism as really the greatest imaginative adventure of the 20th century. I think the surrealist movement is very misunderstood. People think it's a movement in painting inspired by fantasy, but in fact that's not true. The surrealists were all very interested in science, in optics and photography, and their main inspiration, of course, was psychoanalysis. And I think that combination of science and the imagination is very close to my own writing, and of course it has many affinities with science fiction itself. In many ways, I believe that science fiction is the authentic literature of the 20th century. I think it's unfortunate that science fiction is boxed off into its own little compartment